Recently, someone commented, I cry almost every day. It's been 6 months, 20-year relationship. The grieving process shouldn't take that long, I don't think. And since this is a question I get asked a lot, in this video, I want to talk about what to do when you feel like you're stuck in the grieving after a breakup. First, I'd like to say grieving can't actually take that long. And in general, crying is healthy. It helps process the grief. Especially if you've been together for as long as 20 years, it's natural to grieve this long. And other circumstances can make breakups more painful as well, like if it reopened an old wound from past experiences, or if it was a very difficult relationship, a trauma bond, and you invested a lot without getting much back. So on the one hand, it helps to bring acceptance into your grieving, accepting not only the breakup, but also the pain it brings, and that grieving takes time. If you reject your body and mind's grief and don't want it to exist, if you fight against it, you will actually make the grieving process take even longer. So it's important for your healing to make room for your grief, to allow it to flare up and to meet it compassionately and non-judgmentally. On the other hand, if it feels like you're inconsolable, you can also become active to soothe your grief and console yourself, not to push the grief away, but to hold it in a way that will slowly over time allow you to be consoled and to move on. And in this video, I want to explain how that works and an exercise you can do to help yourself become consolable. I did this with a client and she said it helped her a lot, so I wanted to share it with all of you. For this exercise, you need 5 cards or 3 pieces of paper that you can cut in half, so you have 5 paper halves like this. Each of these cards will represent an inner mode you can fall into. Anyone can fall into. We all have different modes, so to say. Mode in the sense of a certain outlook and feelings, or an inner part or voice that can take over from time to time and make life harder or easier. I'll now guide you to write the name of each mode on each card and to collect how you can recognize each mode. That way, you can be more aware of which mode takes over when you're crying and grieving. And I'll also teach you which mode to activate and how to help you soothe, regulate, and process your pain towards healing. Card number 1, the hurt child mode. Please take your first card or paper half and give it the title, the hurt child mode. This is the mode that takes over when you're inconsolable. This is the mode of you grieving like an abandoned, helpless child. This is also the mode that connects to all of your previous experiences of abandonment and experiences the reopening of all of these past wounds. Now write down what you feel when you're in this mode, when this inner part is activated. For example, you might write down grieving, sad, anxious, abandoned, lonely, helpless, and dependent. Now add your behavior to this card. What do you do when this mode is active? For example, I cry, I look at old photos of me and my ex, or I isolate and withdraw from others. Then write down thoughts you have when you're in this mode, like, why did this have to happen to me? What did I do to deserve this? I miss everything about my ex. I just want them back. I don't know how to live without them. If we could have just one more day together. This pain will never end. I feel so alone. Card number 2, the punishing parent mode. This is a mode that punishes you in a harsh, critical, rejecting way and tears up your wound of grief even further every time it's active. It's really important to become aware of this mode so that you can shift into a different mode whenever you're in this mode. The one to shift into I'll discuss later, because the punishing parent mode and staying in this mode is destructive. After you've labeled your punishing parent card, write down what it sounds like for you. Here are some examples. You ruined everything. It's all your fault. They never loved you. You'll never find anyone again and end up all alone. You're a loser. You're weak and a wimp for being this sad and crying and grieving this much. Now collect behavior. When you're in this mode, you probably have an urge to punish yourself, to be strict, unforgiving, and harsh with yourself. What are some of the things you do when this mode is active? You might be surrendering to it and living in a way that implies that you're weak or defective or broken for grieving. For example, talking negatively about yourself to friends. You might also be responding to this mode with avoidance, avoiding coming in contact with your pain and grief, or emotions in general, or other people, or numbing yourself with drugs, shopping, gambling, or other dopamine kicks. You might also be responding with counterattacking and overcompensating by, for example, becoming overly controlling with yourself and or others, aggressive, excessively strict, and mistrusting and skeptical. Card number 3, the demanding parent mode. This mode sounds like, you should be over your ex by now. Stop crying and get over it already. Pull yourself together. How does it look if you cry this much? You're supposed to be an adult. You need to be better. Pick or create new sentences of what your demanding parent mode sounds like and write them down. Now add behavior. In this mode, you'll demand of yourself that you should be over the breakup, strong, and invulnerable. You might act on it by keeping a facade, even in front of yourself, that all is well. Avoidance or overcompensating by overworking yourself and focusing excessively on performance. Card number 4, the healthy adult mode. This is the mode in which you grieve your pain and the shattering experience of your breakup in a healthy way and soothe your hurt child part. This is the mode in which you grieve like a healthy adult. You can shift into this mode and go ahead and write down some of these sentences and add others that you come up with by reminding yourself of things like, I forgive myself for my mistakes. It's okay and natural to cry and grieve after what I've been through. This is healthy. I make room for my grief. I don't like the turn life has taken. At the same time, I'm willing to go through this pain. I wish things were different. At the same time, I allow reality to be what it is. In this mode, you can also turn to and directly address your hurt child mode. Like, I see that you're in pain. I understand why. This breakup shattered everything we had envisioned for the future. We'll get through this. I've got you. I'll take care of and protect you. We'll learn how to thrive again. And when we're ready, we'll meet someone new. You don't have to stay single if you don't want to. And you're not alone now either. You've got me and all of our friends. In this mode, you'll plan and do things that'll help you heal, like connecting with friends, making sure your body gets enough movement and exercise, healthy meals, and enough time for sleep and rest, or going to therapy and or learning grounding and breathing exercises. Card number 5, the happy child mode. In this mode, you're happy and experience joy. You do fun and silly things, you laugh and play. Right now, this mode probably feels really far away, and that's natural, given your circumstances. The more you practice shifting into the healthy adult mode, the more your happy child can resurface. Now that you've collected these inner modes and what they look like for you personally, keep these cards in sight. Whenever you don't feel well, take a look at these cards and see which of these modes is active in that moment. Then shift into the healthy adult mode and its caring and compassionate stance towards yourself and your grief. You can start by reading through the healthy adult mode card and the reassuring sentences you've written down on it for yourself, and continue with planning a next healthy action step. And that next step can also be to allow yourself to grieve and cry, to allow yourself to feel your emotions going through you like a wave. And while you're crying, holding yourself in the hands of the adult mode. That's you having your back, being by your side, and soothing the hurt inner child. Don't fall into punishing and demanding parts that reject and criticize you. And don't abandon yourself by leaving the inner adult inactive. Often when people can't seem to stop grieving, it's because they keep reactivating their grief and making it worse from the modes of the punishing and or demanding inner parent. Or it's because their inner adult, the healthy adult, is inactive. And in that way, they've abandoned themselves and their inner child. And they're only identified with the hurt inner child that feels helpless and dependent. And they stay identified, blended and melted with only the hurt inner child. If you stay identified, melted, blended with the hurt inner child, you can't move on. The way to move on is to activate and identify with the healthy inner adult. That's the part that can guide you through your pain to eventually be healed again at some point. For a lot of people who experienced emotional neglect as children, it's hard to activate the healthy inner adult because this part grows and develops by experiencing actual emotionally healthy parents soothe you as a child. So that might be why you feel inconsolable or stuck in grief. Because you were never modeled, you never experienced how to soothe yourself and how to move through grief in a healthy way. You can learn how to do this now, though, by becoming more aware of the modes you're in and activating and strengthening the healthy inner adult. And please keep in mind, the healthy inner adult doesn't try to force grief out. If your goal is to flip a switch and be okay from one day to the next, that's coming from the demanding parent mode that demands things that are unrealistic and not healthy emotion processing. The healthy inner adult doesn't struggle against natural grief. It makes room for and accepts it, and at the same time gently consoles the hurt inner child. I wish you all the best for your continued healing process. Till next time, take care. And remember, the healthy inner adult neither abandons you in your grief, nor tells you to stop. In this mode, you'll strike the balance between allowing, processing, and feeling natural grief, while at the same time consoling the hurt inner child and the wounds that might have been reopened. And then with time, you'll move on well.